You just got weaseled. We are building a weasel army, all right? We saw Destiny make his case and kind of freak out, crash out on Pisco. This is Hassan's reaction to the discourse that started around whether he is somehow worse than Trump or not.
Showed you this because I saw it on Twitter where like a bunch of the centrist quote unquote liberal content creators are now genuinely entertaining the idea that they would rather vote for Donald Trump than me. And how I'm a more dangerous force for politics than Donald Trump, which is so crazy. It's like, why is this political discourse for you guys? Like, you should never have this conversation. This should not be a point of contention for you. How can you behave like you're a serious adult and then endlessly pontificate on who would be?
Don't doom him with that community. I mean, it's how he got his start. I mean, a lot of Pisco's community is, you know, like right, you know, he was an orbiter. I can't lie. Right, Pisco was adjacent to Destiny for a long time. That being said, Pisco has always been more reasonable with than Destiny, less interpersonally toxic, more rational, I would say, than Destiny. A hell of a lot smarter than Destiny. And as far as Destiny's community, Pisco has always been towards the leftmost extreme. But yeah, you're right. That's a pretty bad community.
Be a bigger danger to America.
That to me, like, I don't know about you guys, but I would entertain an argument that Trump would probably be better than Hassan. Like, I'd be willing to entertain that argument.
Dude, I'm a Twitch streamer, okay? Like, I have no ambitions. I have no ambitions of higher office. Hypothetical that you've created, I'm running for office. You think someone who wants free healthcare for everybody, free college for everybody, no more wars, like, this person is further away from your espoused ideology than Donald Trump. Like, you're trying to say that I would be a bigger ever-present danger to American future than Donald Trump. It doesn't even, the hypothetical in and of itself doesn't make sense. It's like you're entertaining something that is so unimaginably stupid, right? Like a Twitch streamer running for president, but you're doing it with sincerity. It's like no different than thinking like, what if PewDiePie was the president of the world? Like,
Hassan, you laugh, but people did that with Donald Trump, and look at where we are now.
So the piece of it though, where it's like okay, so you're saying that like you look at like Donald Trump and you think of like, well, you know what that guy's brought to the table here that like Hassan just doesn't have aside from the ideology stuff? Experience and competence.
Yeah, that's their that some of the people that want to maintain their like serious posture as a political commentator have been saying like, well, I think I'd take Hassan over Trump because at least he's too incompetent to like go about his agenda. Like, it's a way to try and tackle the dangers of my ideology.
Probably be better than Hassan. Like, I'd be willing to entertain that argument.
Strategic vape hit.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I was doing that, chat? Do you remember when I always had my vape like a little binky? I don't know. I think the streams are more coherent when I wait until after a stream to hit the THC and CBD.
Strategic.
That's like the chocolate rain, like Zete Zonde. Like, I step away from the mic to breathe. Like, I hit the vape to consider what I should say next.
No.
Pretty much.
That's what he's doing. He's hitting the vape to read the chat to see, like, did this work?
Yeah, like,
did this idiotic fucking...
Are they buying this? Yeah, that's what he's...
idiotic take actually work within my audience?
But again, just to kind of tie it back to, like, I think Erudite is right to...
Exactly, Hutch. Trump is good. Hassan is a bad guy.
Where on the tech tree is Gulag?
I think she's right to set the parameters, you know.
This hypothetical punches at a core question within the left. If we assume Hassan will be politically ineffective, obviously Hassan, but that's because the ineffective modification of the hypothetical. In a question between an effective Hassan and an effective Kirk.
Bro, what are these thought experiments? Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
People who...
Who cares?
People who have too much time on their hands, who literally... The reason why I brought this up is because, like, these are people that unironically see politics as content. They see politics, their only understanding of the political worldview, their only understanding of political mobilization revolves around like content creators who don't have any sort of discernible moral compass, any sort of real worldview, any sort of real ideology that roots their framework.
Yeah, it's so wild considering how much he preached against Trump. He literally said that if somebody in his community were to go to a Trump rally and get a bullet, get fucking turned into a puddle of mush on the bleachers, that he would laugh at them. He would laugh at their death, is what he said, right? Yeah, he's gone I would say even like unnecessarily hard against Trump, performatively hard against Trump, and now he's like, oh no, clearly, as bad as Trump is, we can recover from that, but Hassan, we will never recover from his socialism. Herp Sage, thank you for resubscribing for 3 months. That is 4 months for you, and that gets us further along the way towards Bonusville. It's my favorite conversation, Hassan versus Trump, right? Here's what I compared it to. And I bounced this off of Vadim earlier tonight, and Vadim thought I was cooking with this, so I'll see what you think about it, right? This is the neolib version of Man versus Bear, right? You remember Man versus Bear? Like, you ask a woman, would you rather, you're going to be like, you're walking through the woods and you come across something. Would you rather that something be a bear, random bear, or a random man? Right? And a surprising number of women answer, I'm going to go with the bear. I'm going to take my chances with the bear. And statistically speaking, they might be right. Bear encounters are a lot more common than bear attacks, whereas, with a random guy, it's anybody's guess. It's anybody's guess what, running into somebody like that completely alone, away from anybody else is gonna produce, right? Way more constructive to present their thought experiment as, okay, well, Hassan is not smart. He may have grown up got a good education, as opposed to, I guess, that Trump didn't bully him about being a sex pest. There we go. That's why Trump is better. But it feels like the neo-lib version of, they're like, are we safer with a Trump or with a Hassan? And they're making the argument. And these are the same assholes that made fun of women for saying, no, I'm going to go with the bear. They're like, that's ridiculous. I can't believe you'd say that. You must really hate men, right? Same fuckers. And now they're like, no, I think I'm safer with Trump, actually.
They're just simply latching on issue by issue and taking a side, taking a stance, only so they can just like have something to debate over. And it's just drama. And that's precisely the reason why this is the shit that they're entertaining. Okay, that's what. And there are, guess what? A lot of people who fancy themselves to be interested in politics online, they do care about this. This is their only way to make politics interesting.
I just have like a hard time imagining that, like, if I'm that guy with like the glistening dome and I'm like, he's
talking about our friend Hutch,
having my coffee, I'm hitting my vape, I'm talking about the day, that what I would want to spend time, because like it's one thing to like when somebody says this about you and then like looking at it or whatever, but to like originally generate a conversation that gets to, well, who would you support? Godzilla or Mothra as the Republican nominee? Like, more or less, that's the level it's on. Like I start to think about, like, my brain goes in a different place. I start to think about other things. Like, I think about like recent meals I've had that are really good. Or like,
you could talk about any number of different things that would be infinitely more productive than whatever the fuck's going on here.
Unconstrained Hassan versus...
We've already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we survived 4 years in a Hassan-styled regime. This is just... Trump at least has some vague notion of supporting America, however misguided it is. If he destroys the country, it would be a byproduct of his stupidity and narcissism. With Hassan, it would be ideological by design. He supports foreign terrorist groups, despises U.S. allies, supports historical revisionism to paint U.S. adversaries in a better light, has admitted...
It's really funny. It's really fucking funny, considering Destiny's takes on Israel-Palestine, that he would talk about historical revisionism. This is a man that is allergic to historical analysis, accusing Hassan of being a revisionist. Look, if you're the one that's sounding like a tanky now, Destiny. Do you think that chat? I'm serious. Is Destiny a tanky? He just called Hassan a revisionist. That's classic tanky behavior. That's how you know. That's how you know. Is there like that's a major red flag for tanky? Somebody that calls you a historical revisionist, right?
That he would ban opposing political.
No, I mean the funny thing about that Destiny is she just doesn't know enough about anything to even know what the associations of the words that he uses are. I'm kind of taking the piss if that's not clear. Yo. Welcome, streamer. Welcome, Raiders. Good to have you with us on this night. We're fighting against a power outage in my area that just hit us, but we're back up, and it's good to have some more friends joining us along the way. Zeno, how was your stream? And hopefully we've got the. I think you should be able to talk and stream. I don't think we've got any kind of weirdness where you have to be a follower. Yeah, we just got raided by Zeno. I don't know. I don't know if I've had the pleasure of meeting you or your community just yet. But it is late at night. I may be forgetting. But yeah, we're in the middle of this wonderful discourse, right, chat? This is Destiny and his orbiters proposing a thought experiment of whether they'd rather vote for Hassan Piker or Donald Trump. For a liberal, for an omni-liberal, that should be a pretty easy choice, right? I mean, you could see what Trump's doing right now. You could see how the guardrails have eroded. The country is going to hell in a handbasket. It should be a pretty easy choice, right? But there's this phrase. There's this meme out there, scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds. Usually this is somewhat of a metaphor. Usually this isn't like literally true. Usually this is not, this is, you know what I mean? It's not like, you don't actually have like a lot of times where liberals are like, oh no, I would choose fascism. I would choose fascism. Like this you only really see this scratching a liberal and a fascist bleeds thing when shit hits the fan and you see like liberals supporting fascism as a way to avoid supporting socialism or communism, right? But here we have it just in real time in a, you know what I mean? With Destiny literally saying that, yeah, no, he chooses fascism. It was good. We did a Halloween music stream. Is it really? Wow. Is it close to Halloween, chat? I mean, I'm always down for some Halloween music. That's the only music that I like better than Christmas music. And I know, chat, it's cringe. It's cringe that I like Christian Christmas music. I'm not even like part of the right religion to write like Christmas music, but somehow it just gets in my head. But Halloween music, it gets in my head, and I don't mind.
Parties in the United States and would lock his enemies forever in re-education camps if they didn't agree with.
Yeah, it's Halloween in July. Who knew?
Ideology. As an ML, he would support the creation of a single vanguard party to violently enforce all these changes. This is just what we know of Hassan's views publicly. We also know that he stated he shows that he hides his true beliefs, so he funneled people further down the radicalization pipeline. We already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we've survived 4 years in a...
That is such an ass-bleeding thing to say. What the fuck? We've already survived 4 years of Trump. This is an argument that I heard from people that were Trump voters. And this is coming out of the omni-liberal Stephen Bennell II, which I've never understood. Like, how is he the second? Look, my understanding of, like, what do you even call these things? The things that go after your name, if you're named after somebody... Is that if your dad's name is Stephen Bennell and that's the only other Stephen Bennell in your family, that your name should be Stephen Bennell Jr., not Stephen Bennell II. I feel like the numbers start at 3. And even then, who the fuck does that? What are you, the King of France? How is he Stephen Bennell II, chat? Who still does it? Boney M? Wait, Rah Rah Rasputin? Wait, is that considered a Halloween song? He's not a liberal. Who Destiny's not a liberal? Well, I mean, he's looking a little fashy here, right? He just said we survived 4 years of Trump. That's the same argument I heard from Trump voters. That's the same fucking argument. Oh, you think that you think that Trump's going to do Project 2025? You think he's going to erode democracy? You think he's going to lead us towards fascism? Well, guess what? We already had 4 years of Trump and everything was fine. I'm sorry, everything was fine? There's a million people, there's almost a million people that are dead right now that would not be dead if we had had competent leadership under COVID, but people seem to have memory hold that whole arc of our existence. People seem to completely have the memories of goldfish when it comes to COVID, right? I don't know, maybe their brain got long COVID and into a low memory state. I thought the second would be the name. Yeah, the name is skipped a generation. If the name is skipped a, oh, okay, is that how it works? Maybe that's how it works. Maybe his granddad is Stephen Bennell the first.
Styled regime.
This was a Saturday, dude. He could have been doing like, you know, like because right, like even when you're a podcaster or a streamer, like weekdays, you know, even if they're not like such a big deal for you, how different it is from the weekend, you know, most other people, they have jobs and you know, normal things. So like weekends are where you see and get to, you know, spend time with other people on a Saturday.
Wait, Christmas album Drummer Boy is awesome. Is that the one that's like ba-rum-pa-pum-pum?
This was, he like wrote a chapter of a book about this.
I honestly like love Tchaikovsky, like the Nutcracker Suite. Like there's so many bangers on Nutcracker.
I want to destroy America by reorienting our economy to focus more on improving the material conditions of every single person. This is the true death and destruction for America. Also, this is political discourse. This is a peak of political discourse for some many who consider this to be like a brilliant take. But my point is, for these guys, I'm worse than like they're saying. I'm worse than like actually tackling a political ideology that they find to be scary. Like they don't want to say like socialized medicine is terrifying. They don't want to say like socialism is a terrifying ideology like in the past, you know, their counterparts would have done, right? Mm-hmm. They don't want to take like the William F. Buckley position, but instead they just like posture against a figure that they have designed as like this great evil. And
wait, I didn't even get that. Funkmaster Cost says the Nutcracker Suite slaps. Was that a balls joke? Was that a balls joke? Like the way that balls slap?
Select in a handful of
like a Nutcracker Suite slaps. I don't know.
Like a select few people.
You didn't intend it as a joke, but it does work that way. Yeah.
Online that actually does invoke response. Like people do actually hear that and go, yeah, you're right. He is a scary person. Like, and all of his ideologies are scary.
Oh yeah. Let's do a shout out.
These are two different outcomes, right? But unconstrained Hassan versus unconstrained Trump. Actually, I don't even. No.
3 E's.
Worse. Hang on.
2 N's.
Wow. I'm glad that he's working himself to a position where like a fucking right-wing fascist piece of shit that's doing mass deportations.
There you go, chat. Follow Zeno if you are not already, especially if you want to see Halloween in July.
Migrants while simultaneously destroying the global trade design that America actually invented that is greatly beneficial for America in general. That guy might be a little bit worse than a fucking Twitch streamer that believes in being steadfast in his approach to anti-war and wants the American government to fucking
can you
better
even be
serve.
the president?
I could, yes. I was born here.
No, you're not unk enough yet.
That's true, but
that's what I was getting at. I wasn't talking about.
Oh shit! I was about to correct him too, and no, he's right. He's not old enough.
I got one more year. I got one more year.
Conversation's moot anyway.
Yeah.
Wait a year. Yeah, that's my message to these perverts in general. Wait a year.
Yeah.
I think it's really fucked up that this is what Northern Lion does now.
Dude, come on. Don't come after my goat like that. Northern Lion would never.
He would never. He's great.
This man is tarnishing the... Hassan is worse. This whole discourse is making me want to kill myself.
Don't.
Robot. We agree on that.
Don't
his mods
kill yourself.
You suck right now. That's what one of his mods said.
Wow.
Pick your poison. Like,
Hey, also go check out Stunlocked if you haven't already. It's a good Hasanabi Industrial Complex channel. Since we're watching their stuff, I'm gonna shout them out.